Don't lie to me. Don't be shy. I just wanna talk to you.
Ooh, put it on redial.
Don't move! Don't move!
Hello, I'm Gary Jones, and welcome to the program, Crisis in Your Mind.
Your name,
Gary Jones.
nationality,
I'm an American.
occupation,
I teach seminars, I do consulting work, and I also teach business English.
education,
I graduated from the university in business administration.
I just wanna talk to you.
А правда, что мировой финансовый кризис начался из Америки?
Well, I think America had a very big effect on the crisis. I think what happened is that in America, we have, to purchase a house, you borrow money. You borrow money. You would call it credit. In America, we call it a mortgage. You bought a house for $100,000, and you put down 20%. That would mean you would put down $20,000. You would owe $80,000. That would be your mortgage. Your mortgage would be $80,000. Now what happens is the bank gives the person that you bought the house from all that money, your 20 and the 80. That goes to your house. Then what happens is the bank doesn't hold on to this debt. They don't want the debt. So they'll take this debt and then they'll sell this debt. So this is a lender. This could be a lender or a bank. They take this, and this is a credit. This is a note. They take this amount of money and they sell it. They sell this note to Wall Street. So they usually put a bundle of $1 million and they sell it that way. And they'll sell it for a discount. Wall Street will sell it to the UK. They'll sell it to China. They'll sell it to Japan. And many countries around the world bought it. But the problem is this affect the whole world. And the reason this affects the whole world is because this paper became bad. And the reason it became bad is because the rules to get this mortgage. So what happened was, before, people that could afford the house would get a mortgage and they wouldn't have much trouble. But then what happened is that they start lending money to people that they couldn't afford it.
До кризиса в Соединенных Штатах получить кредит мог не только каждый гражданин страны, но и практически любой легально работающий в США иностранец. Для этого надо было всего лишь предоставить банк документы, подтверждающие легальность проживания, и подробно рассказать о своей работе.
More and more people were able to buy a house. So what does that mean? If you have 10 houses and you have 20 people that want to buy those houses, what happens? The price goes up. And they had to save 20% and they didn't have it. So the bank starts saying, we want you to buy a house. So you only have to put down 10%. But now 50 people want to buy a house. Houses went up again. They're going, yeah, but we can't afford that. The houses are so much, I can't afford to put 10% down. Oh, no problem. 0%. You don't have to put any money down. Just come on in. We'll let you have the house. No problem. Fill out that. So that's what started happening. Then when people start saying, I can buy a house with no money? Oh, what a great investment. I'm going to buy one house for me. Then I'm going to buy a second house to rent. And then I'm going to buy a third, a fourth, a fifth, a sixth. I'm buying all these houses to rent. Great investment. But what happens? The taxes went up. Insurance went up. he could not raise the rent. So what happened? The rent had to stay the same. Taxes went up, insurance went up, the house payment went up. Maybe he was collecting $500 a month in rent, but his mortgage, his taxes, and insurance was $800 a month. So he had to use his own money. Now, he had no money. He did not have enough money to do all this. So what happens? He foreclosed. He stopped paying. So the bank came back and took it. So what happens to this paper? It's no good. He's not given money anymore. But what the people don't understand is when they see something good, they think it's going to last forever. And nothing in the economy lasts forever. All economic systems, no matter where you are in the world, economic systems go up and down. That is a normal economic cycle. Right now, we're here. The cycle is low. It's not good right now. But here's the good news. It's going to be coming up. This is normal everywhere around the world. It's normal. But see, what happened in America with the finance, it affected the whole world. That's why they just had this big meeting, this international meeting, because they're concerned. Because when America suffers, so does the world. Because America stops importing. They stop buying cars. If you stop buying cars, you don't need steel. If you don't need steel, you don't have to import. So what happens here? You stop exporting. That goes down. That affects you. China, they sell a lot of goods to America. China's been lending money to America. They want America to come out of this slump because when they do, they will import more products from China. I think what we're learning through this crisis is that we depend on one another a lot more than we want to admit. We all think, oh, our country is the best, you know, we don't need anyone. But I think we're finding out that we do. And I think that's the big difference. And I think it's good for us to realize that we're all in the same boat. We all have the same problems. And if we all work together, maybe we can all get out of this situation a lot sooner.
Как оказалось, финансовый кризис не застал врасплох подавляющее большинство европейских компаний. Например, во Франции планы работы с персоналом на случай экономического спада были составлены у 100% фирм, а в Германии у 87%. Тем не менее, за время кризиса индекс промышленного производства в Великобритании упал на 4,4%, в Германии на 6,8%, в Японии на 12%, в России на 16%, а на Тайване на 21,7%.
Льве.
Maybe we should start the show off with him
Льве это
putting a
уже
rope around his
сложнее.
neck, ready to jump. No, don't do that. The crisis is not that bad. It will get better.
It's a good idea.
So now what needs to be done is that America has to put their act together. They have to get better. They have to clean up the mess that they created. You know, the one thing we did good was we got rid of Bush, our last president. That was a good step. Now, our second problem is we have to clean up the economy because it's affecting the whole world. And this is really sad because what happens in one country should not be so overpowering to affect the world. And that's very sad that we did this. And I think that's very, very bad. This should never happen. This should have never happened because we have laws and rules to stop this from happening. But because the gatekeeper fell asleep. The gatekeeper was seeing what everyone else was seeing. Money, more money, or money opportunity creates greed. America is going to have a lot of problems because they are finding out they have to readjust their lives. They readjust their priorities. I think their priorities got a little out of whack. You know, people were buying $350,000 houses when they could only afford $150,000 houses. That's what all this is caused by. One of the things people have to do is stop being greedy. That's the first thing you have to do. And lower your expectations. If you have children and you lower your expectations, you'll be happier. If you're in a relationship and you lower your expectations, you'll be happier. So if you lower your expectations and think about your needs, one of the problems in America is credit. You know, everyone has too much credit. They owe too much money. Everyone has 12 credit cards. Everyone charges. If everyone in America, if you said to them, can you pay all your credit cards off next month? They all say no. I saw people, they have $30,000, $50,000. They might make $30,000 a year, credit card debt, $50,000. That's too much debt. That's the biggest problem in America right now, is too much debt.
До кризиса американцы жили в кредит практически с рождения. Новорожденному покупали одежду в кредит, везли на арендованной машине в квартиру, тоже купленную в кредит. Ребенок учился на взятые в кредит деньги, а когда заводил собственную семью, то при среднем годовом доходе в $60 тысяч брал кредит размером в 200 тысяч для покупки дома. Расплачивался 30 лет и при этом каждые 3 года менял автомобиль и ездил в отпуск в Майами.
People have been irresponsible with credit because Americans like instant gratification. That's what we like. That means we want it now. I can't afford it, but I want it. You know, it's like a little child. A little child sees a toy and he wants it. Maybe mom and dad can't afford it, so they'll say, no, you have to wait for Christmas, maybe next year on your birthday. In America, I got a credit card. I got American Express. I have a MasterCard. I have a charge. I can get it now. It's instant gratification. And we have to learn to have patience and wait. See, what happens is we don't prepare good enough for this. Up here, we're happy. We have good jobs, plenty of money, and we're having a great time. But it's not going to last forever. It's going to come back down. So, but we have to prepare. The old saying is you should always prepare yourself for a rainy day, and we don't. Americans across the board save less money now than they did 20, 30 years ago. They just don't save money. You know, it used to be you save your money. When you have enough money, you go buy it in cash. But to answer your question, what we need to do is we need to save money, but at the same time, we need to spend money. Because if everybody saves money and sticks it under the pillow, what does that happen to all the businesses? They go out. See? So I think what's important is, what I try to do is support my local businesses. Where I live, I try to go to those stores. I try to buy my stuff there. I want that business to stay alive. I don't want them to close their doors.
Во время финансового кризиса эксперты дают советы, как урезать расходы. Чтобы уменьшить расход воды, пользоваться ванной вместо душа. Экономить на отоплении и спать в свитерах и теплых шарфах. Вместо дорогих концертных залов посещать бесплатные уличные представления. Ходить в музеи именно в тот день недели, когда в них пускают бесплатно. А еще, по примеру британцев, заедать свои неприятности шоколадом, который является легким антидепрессантом.
What they were doing in Germany is the government was giving people credit if they turned in their old car for scrap. And what that was doing is it was working. People was turning in their automobile, the government was giving them money, then they'd go out and buy another car. So what's happening in Germany, it did help and stimulate the auto. And now Spain is looking into that. They like that. England's looking into that plan. They like that. So this is why I said earlier is that even though we all think we're so different, we're having the same problems, and maybe if we all get together, you know, just like Germany came up with a little solution, and if we all share what works. You know, if you're doing something and it works, keep doing it. If you're doing something that doesn't work, stop doing it. That's another thing about life. It's so simple. We're going to get out of it, all right? The crisis will end because of just the normal cycle. It's definitely going to end. The problem is, when are we going to hit the bottom? See, that's the question. The big question is, when do we hit the bottom? Because until we hit the bottom, we can't recover. In America, they've been saying for the last year that they've hit the bottom, and they haven't. So until they hit the bottom, and until we hit the bottom, and Germany hits the bottom, and Spain hits the bottom, they're not going to recover. Time is up, and I'm so sad we must leave, but I'm sure we'll be back soon.
Don't lie to me. Don't be shy. I just wanna talk to you.